Gentlemen, you're not supposed to be here.
This is a closed course.
Okay, episode 17. We're back.
We are back.
We're live. We're here.
We're back.
What? Wait a minute. What are these doodles you're drawing on your notebook here, bud?
That's Evan's notebook.
Oh,
I love you.
this is our graphic designer.
He's an artist.
As you can see, he's a
really
top-of-the-line
good,
artist.
top of the line artist.
Absolute top of the line.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like we're finally figuring out. The scammer issue, kinda.
Kind of.
Seems like we're
Still,
getting less emails, less calls.
yeah, and we've pulled down now 550 ads. It's crazy.
In
It's
what,
a crazy
10 days,
amount.
2 weeks, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. 10 days. I don't know. You guys seen anything feedback-wise?
It's definitely slowed
I
down.
reported an ad.
And then it
last
says
night.
it'll get back to you and say, we don't see anything wrong with this ad.
I don't know. I just said they're imposters.
They'll come back to you and say, nope, it's fine. This is everything's fine.
Looks legit to me.
Looks legit. Yeah.
It was funny. We did that post yesterday, kind of like telling the story.
Mm-hmm. That was a good video.
Yeah, it was a good video. But it was funny. Some people were commenting like, if you really fell for this 95% off, like, you're fucking dumb.
And then other comments are like, I fell for it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we didn't say it. They said it, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I just gave like the emoji, like
Yeah.
the straight face emoji, like, yeah, no comment. But yeah, it sounds like we're getting it under wraps. It's getting a little better for sure. So
Yeah.
hopefully we've continuing to monitor it and get them taken down. Only trust pinsandaces.com. I will say we do have some, I thought I turned this on.
Silence, ma'am.
Sorry, boys. I will say we do have some distributors that are legitimate, so they're kind of screwed. Where I'm like, only trust Pins and Aces, verified social
Yeah,
accounts.
I
But we do have like Pins and Aces South Korea, Pins and Aces Puerto Rico, Pins and Aces UK, Sweden. So there
Yeah.
are other pages that are like legit, but like they're not verified. And
Yeah, I know. That's
So-
kind of what I was thinking when we were saying, like, only trust pinsandaces.com and our socials. It's like, well, it's kind of shitty for them, but
yeah,
for right now, it's
that's what we have.
kind of what we have.
When
to
it's
do.
cleared up, we'll probably make a post saying like, hey, there are legitimate distributors in foreign countries.
Yeah, if you're in
but-
these different countries, but
But you're not really buying from them anyway, and they're not serving those ads in those foreign countries. So
no.
it's just in the U.S. So yeah, we got that. And what I'm most excited about is the bag restock.
Bags are back.
Bags are back
I
In a
think
new version.
in a new version.
Yeah. Nick, how do you feel about that? I've already gotten some DMs today on the Instagram like, oh, Nick must be sad. Nick must be like
Nick lost.
depressed.
Bro.
Nick lost the battle of the bags. Some guys like poor Walmart, Scotty Scheffler, like finally came out the
I know.
14 way.
Yeah, I mean, the 14 way is not for me. It's not for a purist, but people wanted them. It was requested. And our top sellers today are 14 way bags, like by far. People
At
want the
least
14 way bag.
Ours has that big pocket on top.
Yeah.
You can still fit the fun stuff.
Well, that's the big thing is
The
like
quiver.
the 14 way. One of the reasons I hated it is it's just like a NARP bag, but people love them. Is the other thing with most 14 ways, and actually every 14 way I've seen is it can't hold the beer sleeve, and it can hold the liquor stick because that can fit in every bag, but it can't fit the beer sleeve. And a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I got the beer sleeve for my boyfriend, doesn't fit because he has a NARP bag." But when we developed this, we went through a couple different prototypes, and it didn't work. And I'm like, "Hey, we have to make a bag that fits a beer sleeve. We can't sell a golf bag and not fit our beer sleeve."
Yeah.
So the new 14 way does fit the beer sleeve, and they do have full length dividers. This is the best bag on the market. Evan and I are going to be making a video on the three main things. You guys ready for this? This is the three big things
Oh, God.
that are really important in a
One of
golf
them's his in pocket.
bag. Well, that's lumped in with some other things. Number one is the price. You're getting a premium golf bag for $300, less than $300.
Yeah.
Plus, there's discounts. You can sign up, get your email, you get 20% off. You get a bag for $240. This level of bag compared to, other brands won't be named, Casper the Friendly Ghost, and a Sea Merchant bag.
Sea Merchant.
Those brands are like $450 plus.
Yeah.
And you're not really getting a lot for it. And our bag is on par in quality with that bag. So number one, it's the price. It's a great bag for $150 less. A bag shouldn't cost $450. That's insanity. Number two, all the features that come with the bag: the Zin pocket, the magnetic rangefinder holder, the oversized insulated pocket for big water bottles.
Yeah.
the stand flat base. I mean, you could go the magnetic handle, to put your rangefinder, magnetic towel, speaker, those features, all the features that are in that bag. And finally, what was it, Evan? The travel bag, right? So it comes with a travel bag. The player preferred bags in flat ash, obsidian, and domino, the white, black, and gray bags, all come with a travel bag. So it's not like something I would take to the airport, although I've seen people put trash bags over. I mean, didn't like at your bachelor party, like your buddies were just throwing like...
My brother sent his with a trash bag on top and a broomstick
Yeah. So
to keep it structurally safe.
That's all. He just put his
It's just
bag
his
in the trash
bag, took a trash bag, covered the clubs,
Duct taped
it.
Jesus.
bro, I've seen people will just put the rain hood over it.
Hey, it worked.
That's the most trailer park shit I've ever heard
Bro,
in my
people
life.
just put the rain hood over it.
I mean, if it works. It
So-
does.
This is a full, thin travel bag, but what's great about it is if you've got a dirty car or you've got like a truck that's rhino lined in the back, that can rub through and wear out. You're hard on the brakes, you floor it, that bag's rolling around on that. What are we having, snack time here?
Just a little something.
You're gonna have a travel bag that's gonna be able to protect the bag from that. So a lot of great features for less than $300. It's an amazing bag. If you are in the market for a golf bag, I highly recommend our bag. I guarantee you it is the best bag you'll ever use.
You're diehard for the bag.
I am. Look at that. I just rolled that right off the
I
top of
know.
my head there.
Well, it took you what, like 18 months to get this bag? I mean, the old bags were definitely
Not great.
not great.
No.
Kind of shitty, to be
I
honest.
like the weight of the bag. It was a good lightweight carry bag, but over branded. Didn't have, some of the legs were kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Was a cheap bag, wasn't well made. But this is where we've talked about in like the business aspect of the podcast, how you come out with new products and iterate and make things better. This is a perfect example. We came out with the first bag John and I came out with was like awful. We couldn't even sell it.
Yeah, it was like kind of like that gray, kind of like
It was fake carbon fiber
yeah,
leather.
the fake carbon fiber.
Like you
Connor
carry-
used one of those bags up until like 4 months ago,
Retained water.
and I was like, Connor, you can't. You got to use something else.
It was supposed to be like a Sunday bag that weighed like 19 pounds.
Yeah, it was really heavy.
And when we got them in, I was like, bro, these are so sick.
just like the
And
polo,
then, like,
pull it up.
yeah, pull it up. And then we quickly realized it wasn't the right bag. But I am super proud. It is my favorite product by far that we sell. It's amazing. We have a few limited edition colors left in red, lime green, bubblegum. The pink is sold out. A digi camo and some real tree bags. All player preferred, but they're the 5-way. If you want the 14-way, we've got them in the black, white, and gray. They're an amazing bag. Grab one if you're looking for a new bag.
One thing I was thinking about is like we always, like you said, take the bags, make them better, make them better, make them better. How do you make do you see this bag ever getting better? Like, how do you make this bag better? Or is it just more like,
Question.
well, I know you just kind of,
These are better.
Yeah. Okay. We'll touch on that first.
So there's things that you can do that we're always trying to, improve quality design. So with this bag, this is our third version of the player preferred bag.
Yeah.
So
Slightly changed. Not much.
very, very subtle. I mean, the overall 99% of it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the second iteration included the Zin pocket. So the first one did not. The third iteration, what we have right now on the site in that black, white, and gray, both 5 and 14-way, all the rivets are branded pins and aces, so they all have the little spade. So just the small, subtle details that have the rivets, everything is branded. The carabiner is a pins and aces carabiner, right, to clip your towel on. And then all the liners, the dividers, are all the way through. Like they go all the way through. They're sewn together, so when you stick a club in there, it's like your pimento bag that you talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this goes, every section is separated, so there's definitely no grip sticking together on that. And then it comes with the travel bag. So those are things that you can little by little. But the bag's amazing. I mean, I wouldn't change anything else about this bag. It is the best bag.
You got to keep your ears to the ground too, because you'll eventually get some feedback, customers get ideas, and then you kind of digest them and chew on them. And
Well, that was kind of like
actionable.
the full length dividers. Like it had 3 full length dividers technically.
Yeah.
And then I told Nick like, hey, some feedback from me and from people who send us messages is like, we want the full dividers all the way to the bottom.
In every
So that's-
slot.
in
So
every
we did
slot,
have
yeah.
full length dividers, but they weren't in every slot. So
Yeah.
you had your middle section on that 5-way that didn't have one down the middle of those 2 middle sections.
Mm-hmm.
And so we put another one in there and added it. The other thing, I guess, in version 2, it has a little thick leather patch where the legs are. So if you notice, when you pick your bag up, if you're walking or carrying it, those legs can dig in to the side of the polyurethane leather. It's a PU leather, which is synthetic, easy to clean, won't fade, won't discolor, but that can wear away easily.
Yeah.
So we put that leather strip so it's not going to damage your bag, the legs.
One thing you guys should touch on in the video is like the slider on the legs. I feel like a lot of people don't know.
Oh, that's a good point.
They don't know that exists because I've gotten some
adjust.
messages like, "Hey, I'm walking with my bag, the legs are flopping me." Even I asked you that question
Yeah.
when I first got a bag, and you're like, "Oh, there's a slider, just slide it up or down. That tightens the legs, loosens them so they won't hit you." But you guys should touch on that in the video.
Yes. So that's an important feature. Why that's there, I'm not sure, but I do know why. I don't know why we bag manufacturers incorporate it. But the reason for it that they say is, so a lot of people don't actually carry their bag.
No.
So you got it on your back and then the legs are dangling down
Yeah.
and they're hitting you in the back of the leg. You can adjust the slider on the legs, on the kickstand, to go up or down. So when you're putting the bag down, you have more of a reach of the legs or less of a reach.
Yeah.
And so less of a reach is for people who are carrying. So it's the bag's a little bit more upright and then it stays shut when you're walking. But if you're a guy who never walks, you don't worry about that. You're carrying it one strap, you put it down and the legs go out a little bit further. For a little bit more stability, but that is a good feature to touch on for sure.
So I guess, I mean, you're saying the bags are perfect. So is there any future changes you have in mind, or do you think we're just gonna have to listen and?
No.
I mean, I don't see anything being much feedback.
No, I'm not changing that bag for quite a while. This is the final version of it. We are working on some other types of bags. I think there's a need for like a cart bag, staff bag, Sunday bag that we can get into, but the player preferred bag is like the everyday version of a bag. There is a couple things I'm not going to touch on. This is something that might come out in the future. But maybe a cart strap that goes through the bag, kind of like something we're working on, but this bag is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Well, we do talk about business a little bit. We've kind of already touched on it with the bag, but kind of the main topic we wanted to touch on today was operations and fulfillment. So we've talked about, how to start your business, grow it, some marketing, the hiring process. As your business is growing, eventually you get to a point of, you need to upgrade operations and fulfillment. So talk about how you did that with pins and maybe how some other people can go.
Well,
there's two routes you could go here. I know you're very against one of them, but for some people, it makes sense. I don't know, touch on it.
Well, I'll make a point, and then I'd like to get Stewey's feedback on it because Stewey's kind of jack of all trades here. You see him in the marketing videos. He does Amazon. He's did operations, so he kind of has a good sense of operations, and I think it's brutal. There's pros and cons to it, but Stewey ran the what did you run it for? Like almost a year, right? You were in operations for almost a year.
8 months.
Not like 6 months, maybe 7 months.
When did you start?
June of last year, and then I got.
Oh, it was June of last year.
When we moved into the building, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's when you started.
Yeah.
Oh.
Late May, early. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Late May, early.
Yeah. So like 6-7 months. I ran it through Black Friday. But I'd be curious to get Stewey's thoughts on it because, he's coming in like he had no operation experience, and you just get thrown into this, powerhouse of a fulfillment team, and it's like, hey, figure it out. It's kind of like the training here. It's like, hey, figure it out. But smart guy, he can figure it out. I think with operations, I hate 3PLs, but there's pros and cons to 3PLs. I hate them. I think there's an opportunity to make money off of operations and make it a profit center for your business and better customer service, better customer experience. You're getting the orders out. And also we're can be unorganized with inventory control as a growing business. It's nice to have it under one roof. But John and I were shipping orders, from my basement to, a small piece in our former employer's warehouse when we owned the Adams business, and we were shipping stuff out of there.
Yeah.
So we kind of scaled it organically, but we wanted to make a decision to run operations in-house for that better customer experience.
So just for the people who are listening who might not know what a 3PL is, can you just explain that in 2 to 3 sentences?
Third-party logistics. So it's basically you would send, let's say you're selling these cups. You're selling a little cup. It's a cool cup. And you're in an apartment. You don't have the means, and you're starting to scale your business. You're getting, 100 orders a day. You can't fulfill all those orders. You would send your inventory to a giant warehouse, kind of like an Amazon.
Yeah.
And then they would fulfill your orders for you.
Okay.
But they would charge you a storage fee. They would charge you a pick, pack, and ship fee. And those fees can get kind of out of control, and then you got to really be dialed in on your inventory because they only have what you have there. And as we kind of work on just-in-time inventory, which is another piece of, we want to sell out of something like the golf bag's a good example. They were a couple weeks delayed. We were sold out for about a week. But once you sell out, you kind of want your next shipment coming in right behind that. Mm-hmm. And with a 3PL, it's harder to do that and maintain cash flow. So I don't like them. I think the customer experience is poor with it.
John, why did you decide to go kind of your own warehouse? We ship the orders instead of a 3PL type business.
Well, to Nick's point, I don't think every business should shy away from it. Like if you're in an apartment or you're capital limited, that's the biggest restriction to growth for a lot of startups is they can't go out and get a warehouse or a building, and so it does kind of provide that little bridge, to ultimately get there. But I think there's just so much more flexibility. There's the customer touch points, the unique things you can do, make it full service. It's just kind of everything Nick said. There's no real other benefit than that. But
and we have a ton of SKUs and we have a big warehouse. And the other thing that we're doing with having a warehouse here, if we didn't have the warehouse and we were using a 3PL, we could be operating out of like an office park.
That's the funny thing.
But we're building equity in a building we own. We own this building. And so you're using, the revenue of the business to pay yourself rent and build equity in a building, in real estate. So that's how we've kind of leveraged that, is saying, hey, we can take on this warehouse because now we can staff it, and then in 20 years we'll have a building paid off.
And that's what I care about that too. We're able to provide jobs, in our local community, and we're not.
Yeah,
Part of a big cog, and we're just a small fish in this huge 3PL's pond.
Yeah. We've got 8 employees in the
community.
warehouse, so we're employing 8 people back there.
Yeah.
I mean, Stewey, what are your thoughts on operations? And I mean, you were in the thick of it, for a while running it. What are your thoughts?
I mean, with a company that grows or that is growing as fast as Pins, it obviously is pretty hard. Just like inventory and just, everybody's wanting a piece, so we're trying to get rid of everything. We're trying to get everybody happy. But I mean, it's good to know. I pretty much started from ground zero, and I've worked my way up so far. So it's cool to like understand that part of the business. I like not using a 3PL because we're in control of everything. Mm-hmm. So like we had the luxury of someone said, oh, actually, this is the wrong size, or can I actually get this instead? Like, we can just be like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And then I can just literally go down and change the order myself and pick and give it to them.
That's a really good point.
Most 3PLs, you can't do that. So it was cool to have, like, we're in control of everything. We're in control of everyone's order. But, yeah, the busiest times of the year, like Black Friday, just all of November, all of December, it's crazy. I mean, it's nonstop. We're getting thousands and thousands of orders a day. It's all hands on deck, those days, but it's really cool to understand that that's like the most necessary part of the business.
I think what Stewey, came into the operations, I think the best thing that he did is operations can be like, it's tough because you're accomplishing a goal every day. Hey, we want to get the orders out. We want to be within 24 hours. If you place an order, we're going to ship it out, next day. You get the system cleared, you got every order out, and you're like, yeah, I feel good. And then you come in the next morning, and it's like you're right back to square one. Yeah, it's tiring.
The approach I looked at it was like, whenever I order something, I always get pissed when it doesn't get shipped within like the first 2-3 days.
Yeah, you're like, what are they doing?
Yeah, so like it's like my approach was we should 100% be getting every order out, no matter how many orders there are, within the first day, and if not, max 2 days. So obviously, like November was tough because we were getting thousands of orders, and it was just ridiculous. But that's the approach that I took.
Well, and I think when Stewey came in, we had a kind of a not a bad team, but like a mediocre team, and I think mediocre people dislike high achieving people, and high achieving people dislike mediocre people, and not saying like our team was mediocre, but we've had, to make some changes in the operations team, and we weren't getting orders out fast enough. And Stewey came in with no experience in operation, was like, hey, here's our goals. We gave it to Stewey of a KPI, a key performance indicator, and said, we want to get orders out within 24 hours and we want to save shipping costs. How can we do that? So if we can get an order out the same day, we could ship it, USPS first class. But if we're promising the customer that it's going to get there in 5 days and we wait 3 days to ship it, now we have to ship it FedEx 2-day, and it's going to cost us more money. So the customer still has that experience. So I think Stewey came in and was like, hey, we got to be focused on getting these orders out. They come in, we get them out the door. And I think you did a really good job. I mean, the KPI package in our board meetings that we went over, we saved costs and we got orders out quicker. But to your point, getting those like customer service requests that would come in that you'd see from Avery's reports, like, hey, I want to change my order. I was just up like an hour ago with Cody. A guy ordered a 5-way and he's like, I didn't even know you came out the 14-way. Can I change it?
I switch it.
If it was a 3PL, it's like, nah, man, we're going to ship it to you, and then you can mail it back to us, and then we can ship it to you. And then it's like a whole 2-week process. The customer's pissed. It's costing you money to return the shipment. It just sucks.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't do that much in operations. I mean, Black Friday and stuff, yeah, but I was more on like the customer service side. And as kind of Stewey said, the best part about having it in-house is if someone calls you and says, hey, I meant to order 2, or I ordered 1, I actually want to, you can just physically go down there and add it to the package.
Yeah.
Or you can go down, if someone's like, hey, it says sold out on the website. Any chance you guys have this? If it was a 3PL, you'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe call them, but I doubt they're going to look for you.
Well, they're going to
I can walk down there and actually like physically see if we have it.
They're going to call you, let's say customer service is in-house, and then you're like, well, let me call my 3PL.
Yeah.
Well, let me see what they've got, or let me check
answer.
inventory.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't answer. Oh, no, it's Joe Schmo, and he doesn't give a fuck about your brand. He doesn't care about your business. He's just shipping widgets.
Yeah.
So, the customer experience is lagging. And so sometimes it costs more money. I think in the overall, you can save a little bit of money. If you had a really dialed 3PL operation, I think you'd actually save money. But to John's point, we're employing American workers, and we're taking care of the customer.
And,
if people call and have a problem, we're going to take care of them.
and if you had like a 5 SKU catalog, like it's hard to screw that up.
Yeah, it's like your boy who sells the Viking horn
Yeah.
drink mugs in Hungary or wherever he lives.
Yeah.
Like, that's easy. He's great.
You can use a 3PL all day and not worry about it, but when you have complex businesses, or we want to stay nimble and do something like, hey, let's launch a mystery box, like you can't do that unless it's in-house. And that's just part of our DNA, and we need to keep it that way.
It was nice too, the mix with customer service, because when I would do customer service, sometimes we would fuck up. It happens. We're not perfect. But when we do, or when we did, we're able to just be like, oh, really sorry about that. Obviously not what we wanted to do, but let me go down. I'll go down right now.
I'll personally ship it.
I'll ship you something else, and I'll throw in some more stuff too on the side.
Yeah.
And then they would be like, oh my God, like you guys are awesome. Like, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So,
You turn a negative into a super positive.
so
They're like,
it
oh, they
was-
fucked my order.
So that part was cool being able to do.
It's funny when you talk to someone on the phone, and a couple times I've been like, hey, let me go down there and like go ship it. Sorry, it's like, a day or two late. Let me go down there. I'll go throw some extra stuff. They're like, what do you mean go down there? I'm like, well, I'm upstairs in the office. Like our warehouse is, in the building on site. And they're like, oh, you guys have your own warehouse?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
People, people I think kind of respect that.
100%.
We've even gotten people that have been like, we're like, hey, like this is a stew with pins and aces, and they'd be like, are you a person? I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, they're just so used to getting robots, I guess.
Yeah.
Like AI shit.
Yeah.
So it's just hilarious. Yeah.
I literally talked to someone on the phone last week because our customer service girl was out of town getting married. So I was doing some more of it. So I was like, hey, this is Liam with Pins and Aces. And they're like, oh, like Liam from the podcast? I was like, yeah. And they're like, is Stu still giving you shit for the Bear Eagles? And I was like, nah, he's about right. And he's like, all right, cool. Well, yeah, I was just wondering if my order's going to ship. And I was like, yeah, it's all good. He's like, oh, thanks, bro. Tell Stu to take it easy on you, man. And I was like, all right. But like, it's not a bot or anything like that. It's kind of like
No,
funny
I love
to do
that.
kind of stuff too.
I love that.
Like people kind of recognize it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to touch on?
No, I think that's pretty good. If you're starting a business, I think obviously we started shipping from, my house, and then, in the Adams warehouse, from another business we had, and we were like starting this on the side, and, great. Check out Adam's Polishes. Good business. I have a lot of respect for those guys. But we were shipping out of their building, and then we got our own building, and then after that day job, we would come here and ship orders. We were lucky enough to have like this business park building that I remember I sent it to Derek, and I was like, I don't know if there's anything here, like if you want to buy it. And him and Mike bought it. They're like, yeah, this looks cool. Like, let's just buy it and do something with it. And I told Derek when Alex came into the business, we had like one rack on the side. Do you remember that when it was all empty and Adams was using it as like backup storage? Mm-hmm. And I told Alex in 1 year, this is going to be full with pins and we're not going to have any room for Adams. Yeah. And like literally in 6 months, it was completely gone. It was all pins. And we grew out of that and moved here. So, yeah, I think, but you can scale and you can leverage your business. Hopefully, if you're able to purchase a building, I'd recommend that. Not everybody can, but instead of paying rent to a landlord, pay rent to yourself, pay off the building with your business income. And that's what we've done here. And John and I are huge, we still own our old building. And John and I are like, we don't want to sell that business or sell that building. It is on the market if someone gives us a crazy amount, but I'm like, I want to hold the real estate. Yeah. I want to own this because if all else fails in 20 years, you could have, a couple buildings and a few $1 million in equity in a building. So
yeah,
I think for me, a lot like marketing, advertising, operations can get so much more detailed than just the boiled down, get an order, get it out the door. The way you fulfill items, ERP systems, inventory systems, it just gets extremely complex. And I don't think this is the platform for that, but, I do have a lot of respect for, it's the lifeblood of the business. If the operations fail, the business fails. So
yeah,
it's the foundation for sure.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for operations and fulfillment.
Gosh, yeah. Oh, one other thing I would say is like you're working on those scratch tickets coming soon.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you had a 3PL,
couldn't do that there,
how are you gonna do that? Like, hey, throw one of these.
Can we like talk about that? I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's gonna be public.
Well, it's gonna be launching. This comes out Friday, so no, I want to launch it next week with our next product coming out.
Put in every order.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we're not exactly sure on the launch.
Did you order?
A couple thousand.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot. I mean, not many, but it's
gonna be like
thousands.
2 weeks worth of orders?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But like, how McDonald's used to do those, like, scratch off tickets, Monopoly, you win free burgers or whatever. We're doing, fuck them for stopping that, first of all.
Yeah.
Even though the QP sucks. But
thing on that?
So we're going to do like a pins version. We got a little scratch off card and every order starting probably sometime next week or the week after. Every order placed, you're going to get a scratch off. And we got some cool prizes. Like, one of the things that makes me mad about when people do that, it's like, you get 5% off. You get free fries when you spend $50. It's like, all right, I mean, that's shitty. Yeah. But we're giving away like Scotty Cameron's, bags. I mean, I didn't even talk to Nick, so I mean, there's a bunch of good prizes in there. So
did you make the codes live or?
Yeah, codes are live.
So what if someone wins the putter? You like email? Or
yeah, but there's like a little like behind the scenes. I won't say it on the pod, so people can't lie. But yeah, there's like Scotty Cameron. So it says like reach out to us, and there's like a little twist to make sure you don't lie.
Like
just don't lie and say the code. But we got Scotty Cameron's, bags, free polos, liquor sticks, ball markers, and just some discount codes.
And I want to say this is just a free thing we're offering to customers.
Yeah, this is just
included in your.
You place an order, you get a scratch off ticket to win some cool prizes.
Yeah, and you can redeem it whenever. It's not like you got to order again in a week. No, you can do it whenever.
Basically, Monopoly should sponsor
Hopefully,
us.
The guy we don't get hit with the. Did you see the Pepsi? I want a Learjet from Pepsi, or I want a fighter jet from Pepsi documentary. Did you watch that? Did you see
happened?
that?
No.
So Pepsi in like the 90s had every Pepsi you buy, you could collect the points, and then you go to their catalog and you could buy like a Pepsi sweater, a snowboard, like Zen, but you could like whatever, you collect points, you can buy it. Well, they had a system where if you got 10 million points or whatever it was, you get a fighter jet, like literally like an F-35 bomber. Like a fighter jet. And it was like in their marketing campaign, the jet lifting up, straight up, and like taking off. And it'd be like, win this.
Was there like a Pepsi logo on it?
No, it was just Pepsi.
So sick.
They didn't think anyone would get there.
Branded.
Nobody, because it was like an insane amount. It was a $35 million jet. And yeah, Pepsi, Where's My Jet? It's a documentary. And it's hilarious. Where this guy, like.
They did toss a Pepsi logo on there.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
weird.
they did. Yeah. Harrier fighter jet, 7 million Pepsi points. So it was like 1 point for Pepsi or whatever. So you got to watch the documentary. This guy found a way to. He figured out the money. He's like, wait, Harrier jets cost 35 million. Pepsi's cost 50 cents. I could buy 14 million cans of Pepsi, and I'm gonna get 7 million points, and I'm gonna get my Harrier jet. So he got in a group of investors, and they bought 7 million cans of Pepsi, and they rented a warehouse, and they loaded the warehouse with Pepsi. They got all the points, and they went to check out for the Harrier jet, and they're like, no, this is a joke, man. Like, we're not giving away the jet. So then he sued him. And was like, no, I want my fucking jet.
Good.
I want my Harrier jet. I spent because he was like, I'm gonna get a jet and I'm gonna sell it for 35 million.
Yeah,
it was like an investment thing.
I wouldn't
It's
have flipped it.
What do they advertise? You can get a jet.
like, oh yeah,
So,
they had a commercial
I
and
mean,
everything.
Pepsi, what
But
do you
didn't
expect?
it end where they like tried to settle with him and they're like, bro, we'll just give you like 30 million. He's like, no, I want my jet. And then something happened. It went to
I
court
want
and
my
the court
jet.
was like, it wasn't, which I thought was bullshit because I think at the end of it, it was like, no realistic person would think you'd get a jet. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I would get a Harrier jet. Yeah.
It was where was this? Where was the fine print? Was there fine print? No fine
There
print
was
back
no
in the
fine
90s.
print. So like he won, but you should watch the documentary. It's on Netflix. Are you like texting yourself to
Yeah.
watch the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pepsi, where's my jet? Yeah.
I get you want a jet, but like you can't fly it, so why do you want it? Unless he was a pilot.
Sell it. Because
it's
you could
just
sell it. You could be because it was literally
Who the
an
fuck you sell it
investment.
to? The government? U.S. government?
I don't know. But yeah.
It's fucking
Like,
dope.
hey, here's my Harrier.
No, there's nothing like that on the scratch off cards.
Civilians buy jets like that?
No.
What? It's in your backyard.
There's like 2
Shenanigans.
people, like Tom Cruise and I think who's the other actor? John Travolta have like decommissioned jets. Like they're the only 2.
Probably. But
That
Tom Cruise
happened.
has got every sort of license out there. So
Yeah, and you got to have a special
Does
license
his own
for it.
stunts.
the guy literally was flying a jet in Top Gun.
You know what's that Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise? He did that stunt where he
Can
was
you
like,
pull that up,
literally
Evan?
hanging
Climbing?
off of
When he-
off the plane.
Well, that one, I was going to talk about
And
was
off
the
the building.
motorcycle. Off
Or what about the one where he's climbing the rock climbing in the opening scene?
Or the one where he's like
did
literally
that, where he's like
scaling
this?
the one where he's scaling
insane.
where he's scaling the building in Dubai.
Yeah,
literally
he did that too.
He had
Yeah.
he actually had
Crazy.
he had to fire.
He's an animal.
So the first
That's
stunt,
real.
Yeah, that's legit.
Like
All these stunts are
hanging off of a plane flying over a cornfield is real.
yeah, he's lit.
strapped in, bro.
The one where he's like the one where he's scaling the building in Dubai. The stunt
I don't want to see this movie magic. It's gonna
the lead stunt coordinator like told him like no, you can't do that. So he fired him and got somebody that could work with him.
But that's just crazy that's real. I know he's strapped in and shit.
Still, though.
Still, that's
But
a
still,
lit-
like you're really hanging off the side of a
and
plane.
he's still got to act.
Do the motorcycle one where he goes off the edge of the cliff.
And didn't the guy like
Oh, and
tell
there's a
him
parachute.
too, like,
the rock
he's like,
climbing
no, I'm
one.
going for it.
yeah, like I don't know, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna send it, full send.
shit's lit. Actually, I actually didn't watch this movie. I want to
Like
watch
how
this movie.
sketchy
Which-
is this clip?
Weren't we in Orlando watching Top Gun 2 and we're like laughing at the opening scene where he's hitting like Mach 10
That was me.
and then he blows out at
Explodes.
like 900,000 feet and then comes down and he's like, I need a water. Really, bro?
It's
Like,
water.
Like this
Mocking.
is real. That's fucking scary.
What did this look like in the movie?
but it's not scary. He's got a parachute,
You got a
man.
parachute.
Yeah, but he's just shooting off into nothing.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why you got a parachute. It's
What if
fun.
you fall? What if the parachute doesn't
if
work?
you were a
wasted his
parachute,
What do you mean, what if you
bro,
fall? He's falling off a fucking
What if the
mountain.
parachute doesn't work?
He's got a backup.
Do you?
Yeah, always every parachute has one primary, one backup.
Well, I'm gonna send Evan this clip right here about a guy who didn't have backup.
yeah,
Oh
there's
yeah, that was
people.
funny.
One guy didn't have a backup. Or no, one guy got twisted up and he fell like 1,000 feet and lived. And he was like, fine.
Well, there's one chick who fell out like 10,000 feet and she landed on an anthill, a fire anthill.
Worth it.
No,
remember
and it bit her, and all the endorphin,
adrenaline?
like the adrenaline from that,
Kept
like
her alive.
kept her alive.
That's actually wild.
I just DM'd you, Evan.
There's
Wild clip.
so my buddy was an Army Ranger, a Green Beret, and he did like training, and they called it pink mist because they gave all you had was a backup parachute. So your first one intentionally failed for training, and you had to do the black one or the backup. And he said some people
I've
wouldn't
seen that
make
guy.
it in
You
training.
you can't even. I've
Called
seen this
Pink
video,
Mist.
bro. You can't even see him.
You can't. I guess it's side.
Well,
No.
Oh, is
but-
this where the Scottish guys like?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like,
He's like, oh,
fuck.
He's like fucking hell, and he
Fucking
just
hell.
falls onto the ground.
love
Yeah.
that.
No, you don't know. He's not dead though. Like You don't know if he died?
No, yeah.
There's no fucking parachute. What do you
Look,
think?
he tried to do a backflip and
I
didn't-
like the style points.
Listen to him. He literally says, "Fucking hell," and this guy's like, "That's not good."
No, it's because he tried to backflip and he didn't backflip. That's why he's saying.
Read the
fucking hell.
comments
bro,
though.
that
Like
parachute
scroll
is
down.
not pull.
Some of them said that he made it, and then it was like to the ground.
He's like, guys, I am alive and well. I'm not the guy though.
Yeah,
Guys, relax. He made it to the ground.
yeah.
But like, do we know if he's dead? Like, no. I guarantee his chute pulled. He tried to do it. He said fucking hell because he tried to do a backflip because he's a fat fuck and couldn't do it.
I mean, he's not even
I liked
high.
it.
Like that seemed like late to pull your.
That's
parachute
not something I'd do a
regardless.
backflip off of.
Nick, what's your? How much would it cost for you to do skydiving again?
0. Or I mean, no amount of money.
No, like give us a real amount of money. You can't say nothing because for a
Don't act like you're not.
All right,
You're not
honestly,
soloing. You're not going to solo. Some guy's
someone's strapped.
You're strapped onto somebody.
$100 million.
that's
You
a
don't even have to.
fucking
You don't even
lie.
have to do anything. You literally
100
just-
million.
You're strapped.
90
onto him.
You're
million.
that much of a coward.
90 million.
He literally just cradle falls you out of a plane.
No,
Like you're not pulling a chute.
90 million.
That's actually shocking for me.
He's coming down.
That's,
John, 5.
I don't think I'd do it for free now. 2 million.
2 million?
What? Me and
dollars?
Stewie paid $200 to
Yeah,
do
$2
I
it.
million
fucking paid
because
someone to
that's
fucking
my-
throw me out of a plane.
Yeah.
Holy
awesome.
shit.
90 million is my number.
Me and Lee were in the plane with Connor. Connor came with us, one of our friends, and like the whole time, me and Lee are like, "Damn, like this is sick. Let's fucking go." Like we're in the plane, we're like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be fucking ridiculous."
Like a
getting
little
scared
nerd, like a
thinking
little
about it.
We're
scared, but
we're
like fine.
Yeah, we're like, "Oh fuck, like shit."
Make sure we
about to
put
jump out of a
Stewie's
plane.
meme on there.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you have that?
I
video?
couldn't find it.
I have it.
Oh,
you have
with
it?
his
Oh man,
face?
that's it.
It's
dude.
favorite.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. But me and Lee are like in there,
We'll
we're
send it
like,
to
fuck,
her.
this is gonna be crazy. Like we're a little nervous, like fuck. Connor's like in the back of the plane like this.
He's like white,
She's like fucking so
pure like,
no
ghost white.
like no
Is he strapped into a guy, like sitting on his lap?
No, not yet. That's the scary part.
Oh.
You get in the plane and you're just sitting on like the edge and the door's open. You have no parachute on. You're not strapped to your
No.
guy.
Yeah.
And you're like
Back to
climbing
100
up.
billion.
And so me and Lee are just like me and Lee are just like chilling there, and then the guy's like Connor's guy who's he's gonna be strapped onto like looks at Connor, looks at
I'm
us,
above the weight limit.
looks at Connor again, and then like goes to Liam and I and he goes, "Is your guy's friend all right?"
Like, it'll be
We're like,
fine.
yeah, like, he's fine. Don't worry about it. He's just nervous.
Isn't it like a shitty, rickety open plane bouncing all around?
It's
and
not.
shit,
I mean,
you
it's
know?
not a nice plan.
Yeah.
It's not even like a.
I hope you didn't go to the one in Longmont.
No, we
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
It's like an 8-person plane.
that's literally that's like the worst one ever. Like
But-
the
Worth
worst
it.
reviewed. People die there every year.
The door's open. You're not even strapped to somebody.
Bro, there's a guy, I won't name names. You know who he was. He was a parachute packer for this company. Like his job was to pack the
Yeah.
parachute back up. If you knew that, you would have never gone.
Can Evan just bleep it out?
Huh?
You can tell me the name. He'll bleep it.
Can you?
Well, yeah. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. In high school.
That was a
Who the hell? Is
job, bro.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
This guy's kid.
I like him.
Pull your text up, Evan. This is the best fucking thing.
Dude.
This gift that John made. of
So
Stewie.
basically, this is like fresh off the jump. Like we had,
You can't even breathe here,
he had-
right?
So he had just.
He thought he
we
was
had-
dying.
We had just fallen out of the plane, and the guy was like, "Hey man, just so you know, like as we're about to go out, he's like, hey man, like keep your head tilted up, or else you won't be able to breathe." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm gonna be able to breathe." And so we fall out of the plane, and I'm like, literally, we're falling, and there's no oxygen being flown in my because everything, the wind's fucking.
Yeah.
You literally just can't do because you're flying so fast. So I'm so close to passing out.
Meanwhile, he has
And
a
he's-
fucking
yeah,
astronaut
Pure
mask.
panic.
He's
And-
fine.
and so he's
Absolute
like,
panic.
and
Look at
like,
his neck.
I can't fucking breathe. I'm struggling to breathe. And he's like, he goes, "Hey man, you good?" Like that's him doing the thumbs up. And then I start shaking my head, and I'm
He's
like,
laughing.
I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not good. I think I'm gonna fucking pass out.
That was weird because I didn't have any issues breathing.
That sucks.
But when we landed, he was like, I almost passed out. I was like, I was completely fine. He pulled the chute and started doing like the spinny thing.
Yeah, I was fine then too.
No, but then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get sick.
No.
I was like, stop. And he was like, yeah.
Well, just so you know,
Like
yeah.
swinging around. I thought I was gonna yak on the people below us, like on the landing zone.
Connor couldn't
I
breathe
was in
either.
a state.
So
I
just-
thought I was
so
gonna
ju-
throw up.
so just so you know,
So hold your breath when you
got
jump
so
out.
car
Well,
sick.
just so you know, the first 15, 20 seconds of falling out of the plane, you will not be able to breathe unless you're just like
Yeah, my head was like all the way back.
fucking.
I couldn't. No.
So
100
Gotta
million.
I
look
thought I was gonna like. I was like
Back
close
to
to
100.
blacking out.
It's 100 million. It's going up to 110 now.
Then he pulled the chute, and I was like, "Yeah, it's fine."
The scary thing about when he pulls the chute, is that like for a millisecond, your body goes down and he goes backwards. So it feels like you're not connected to him.
Oh.
Because like he pulls
110.
up, you can feel his body go away from you slightly, and you're continuing to go down.
What
and then
happens
you
if
go
you
back
like
up.
snapped off and then you see him?
Well, then
I mean,
then you're just dead.
The kind of like shitty thing is that like he sits behind you in the plane and clips you in, and that's it. Like there's no like triple check or anything. It's
then-
just like
and
he
like-
says he
like,
clips you, you're good.
You guys stand up, he clips you in, and the scariest part is he doesn't jump off. It's just a slow lean. And you
Yeah,
just,
it's like
fall off.
slow.
the
Force
plane.
you off?
Have you seen the
No.
cliff diver or
He just,
the
like,
hang
fall.
glider who doesn't clip in? The guy forgets to clip the hang glider in.
Oh, that'll do it.
YouTube it, Evan.
Travis Pastrana jump out of the plane with no
And then
parachute?
into another plane.
No.
Oh, he
Somebody
caught-
catches him
Yeah,
and puts
yeah,
him on.
yeah,
Like,
I've seen other people go from plane to plane, like no parachute,
That's
and he rolls into like a matted plane.
It's awful.
Yeah. So this guy, he goes hang gliding.
have you seen the ones where they're bungee jumping and the guy forgets to clip?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I would rather skydive than bungee jump. I think.
So
Oh,
this
so he's just,
guy,
like, hanging
this
onto
is
the
the same thing. This guy is hang gliding me, not attached, and then the guy's attached. So he thinks he's attached to his guy, and he's gonna go flying. He's not attached.
No. You should have bailed immediately.
Now he can't.
No, you're too
what is he
high.
holding?
So
How does
on?
he know?
What's crazy
Like
is
his
the
neck in
human
the bar?
body. He's holding on. He tore his shoulder. What is
Nice.
this? Your labrum?
Yeah, it's your shoulder.
Well, there's a
It's one of your-
labrum
it's one of your
there,
labrums.
but
He tore his labrum holding on and did not let go with a torn labrum from this.
How are you even tearing that? Like, what are you doing? I mean, I guess you're just hanging on.
Just
He
locked.
hung
Why
on
isn't this guy like
for-
trying to land? Like,
Look, and he's like, I'm gonna go over to this
Brian, get
town,
it
man.
down. He's like, hey, let's just go a little steeper. You cool
You're
with that?
good. Just hold on for another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, so he
Honestly, I would
realized
bail
he's
and try
screwed
and grab
because
onto a
he's
tree.
hanging vertical, not
Yes.
horizontal.
Yes,
Look at
Yeah.
look, he's trying to hold on to his hand as if
he's
does
hanging
anything.
on. He's not attached at all.
Who's the instructor?
He's probably now saying
He forgot to clip him in.
The
Nice.
instructor forgot to come in?
Yes,
The instructor's
I'd
the
be
guy
so fucking
driving
mad.
the plane.
I think I would let go of his arm and try and hold on with the other one.
I would try to like wedge my arm into his strap.
guy
It's just,
should-
like,
Yeah.
tearing your wrist.
strap.
But he tore
Grab-
his labrum.
Look how! Oh my god! Oh my! He's
Oh,
one-handed right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one-handed.
Oh shit!
Oh no! I kind of wish he fell.
Oh, the other guy's holding him too, though.
No, he's not.
Yeah, but
He's got
I
his
mean,
strap
if that
now.
guy let go, that guy in the blue is dropping him for sure. Like one
Oh, I
hand is
know.
not holding that 200-pound man.
He's not.
Look how high up he is.
Oh my!
Like, why isn't this
God.
guy like, let's descend a little bit here, let's get some ground? But like, now he's like, let's go higher.
Oh, he's trying to get him with his legs. Like that's
Yeah.
gonna fucking do anything. Oh, he's. Oh my god! He's literally-
One-handed. He's not gripping onto his leg at all.
Bro.
How nuts is that?
Oh no!
You can
Like-
fast forward to the end, Evan. He does get
Like
down.
if he dies,
Nose
like if
down.
that guy falls,
Holy
like,
shit!
is that guy
At least
going
it
like
was
to jail for like,
only 3 minutes of holding on.
Oh my!
We should
god.
test this in the weight room.
bro?
It's giving me T-bar flashbacks, Stewie.
T-bar,
That
you
shit
can't
was
even get up
tough.
for T-bar?
No, but
No,
like you
but
see
it was
people
brutal.
fall off.
Oh, and
they're, like,
hold
trying to
on.
hold
Yeah.
and you're like, they're not gonna
That's like,
make
bro,
it.
just bail.
See, that's where he tore his
Maybe.
shoulder.
Yeah, probably right there. He fucking landed on it. And
The
then this
guy's like,
yeah, we're good.
ah, fuck.
Does he like go over and he's like, oh my god, bro,
I'm
I'm
getting
so sorry.
fired for this one.
Is
Mm-hmm.
that how you land?
I would love
Yeah.
to
Is that
hang
how you
glide. That'd
land?
be
That's
so
actually
sick.
lit. Yeah.
No.
I might try it. They do
But
it
like,
in
if he
Golden.
did
60
fall and
million.
died, is he going to jail for like manslaughter?
I don't know. Maybe.
Was that the instructor or the normal guy?
No, the instructor was the guy flying the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, the normal guy, like there's the guy on the tourist.
Oh, no.
Yeah. 200-pound in a Swiss vacation beach
Yeah.
setting.
Oh my
What a
god!
way to go out though.
Yeah.
That would-
What's the scene from Wedding Crashers, Stu?
No,
he's like-
I'm dead.
Dude, what an idiot. Hang gliding action. Can you believe that?
An idiot.
What an idiot.
More for us though.
Yeah, good. Good. More for me and you.
Good, good. Oh, honey, take a picture. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Rafa last weekend? He kinda balled out.
Rafa, talking about golf. Yeah, Rafa balled out. You know, I was texting him and Stefano, his caddy. I think Rafa's challenge, and Rafa admits to it, is like his mental game. I mean, that guy is so good at golf. The level from like me and then like Ryan Burke, who's better than me, my buddy Ryan. You
Way
guys
better.
played with him. Way better.
Way better.
But like from Ryan to Rafa is like would be like me to Stewey or you playing Division One soccer.
Yeah.
Like the difference between Rafa and Ryan.
So a
No.
lot more than that there. I thought you were going to say golf, and I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
No. I'm saying like Rafa is to you as I am to Ryan in soccer.
Oh, okay. I see.
So like that's how much better than Ryan Rafa is.
Okay.
And Rafa is just like he's a top 100, FedEx player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great tour player for sure. He's made lots of money, a couple $1 million on tour. He hasn't won on the PGA Tour, but that's like the level of how good he is. Not yet. I think he's gonna get a win. I think he's gonna break through because of his mental game. Round 4, he kind of has a bad round Saturday or Sunday. He goes out and shoots the low round Sunday, 63, gets a top 10.
Yeah.
That is good for him.
Tied for 9th.
Was that a corn or was that a?
No, that was a PGA Tour.
PGA? Nice.
That was the Byron Nelson, so a big event. And that putt, he eagled 18 to get a top 10, and that was like a $180,000 putt.
Needed that.
So he eagled shot 63. Great round.
What does he say about his mental? Is it like the pressure, or is it more like when I hit a bad shot, I can't bounce back mentally?
Have you guys met Rafa?
Yeah.
You all
hung
met him.
out with him
He's
last
like
year.
the nicest guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
John and I went to
That's
Puerto
why
Rico
when you
with
say
him.
mental, and I'm like,
Right.
wow.
So he's the nicest guy.
Like the most positive guy.
Most positive guy you've ever met in your life.
Yeah.
And I mean, he is the nicest. He doesn't have to be nice to us. I text him. I'm like, hey man, great week. Good job. And he's like, oh, thanks so much. Thanks for everything you do for us. We just give him free polos.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
think he said-
amazing.
I think he said like once he hits a bad shot, he's like, you fucking piece of
Yeah,
shit.
he
like, the
just
way
he
talks to
loses
himself.
it.
Yeah.
He loses it. At the Corn Ferry last year, he bogeys. He has a dumb bogey. He tries and hits a shot out of that deep rough at TPC, makes a bogey on a par 5, and then bogeys his next 3. And he was like 4 under, and then he shoots even, and he gets ruins his. That was on Thursday. He gets all mad.
He's very transparent about it, though.
He is transparent. He's like, this is what I'm struggling with because he just gets down on himself. And then I take him to Fox Hill because he missed the cut. And he shoots 63 at Fox Hill, and he's kind of like, God, my wedges suck. He hits it to 6 feet. I'm like, bro, you need to be a little bit more positive.
You take him to your hypnotist, man.
Huh?
Take him to your hypnotist.
And he was playing. I won't name the tour player's name, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I know I'm like this, but like it's so funny because I see other players on tour who get really worked up. I'm like, why do you get so worked up? You got this great life. You're playing on the PGA Tour. You're making money playing golf. Like that's what you need to tell yourself.
Yeah, that's what you need to tell
Because you
yourself.
get he doesn't say it out loud, but this guy, he was playing with him in a round, and he's like 6 under. He's having a great round, and he hits it, and it spins like it lands on the top shelf and like 8 feet away, but then slowly spins like 30 feet away. And he's like, God, man. He's like, it could be raining pussy, and you'd get hit in the face with a cock. And it's like,
Imagine saying that on tour.
yeah, he's saying that, and Rafa's like, wants to laugh, and he's like, but this guy's like seriously pissed, and he started laughing, and the guy looks over at him like, you fucking laughing at me? Like he's seriously pissed.
Christ.
And another time, so he's playing with him again in another event, and he has a bad break again. People get bad breaks, and he's like goes to his caddy, he's like dead serious. He's like, hey man, I need to pull that knife out of my bag. I need to go fill up a bathtub and slit my wrist, and I'm gonna bleed out and die. it's like, and he's like serious about it. And Rafa hears it's like a dead serious conversation he has with his caddy, and his caddy's like, "Hey, man, let's just focus on this fight." He's like, "No, go get the fucking knife, slit my wrists, and let me die in the bathtub." And Rafa's like trying to hold it together. He's like, "Meanwhile, I got a 15-footer for birdie, and I just hear this. Like, what do you want me to do?
How do you focus after
How do you
that?
focus?" But yeah, he's a tremendous player. I mean, he is long, but anyways, the whole point of this weekend was he looked good, he looked happy, he made a bogey, but he bounced back with a birdie. His mental game was in check. He looked like he was having fun wearing the elephant stripes polo.
Yeah.
This weekend, PGA Tour posted it. Yeah, so I hope he plays well the rest of the year.
Unfortunately, I'm a pretty good mental player because I'm not very good, so it doesn't really matter to me anyway. Unfortunately, Stewey saw me chuck 2 clubs in the past week.
Really?
Big throws too.
Throwing clubs? I've never seen you throw a club.
One was
Big throws.
One was at a fundraiser, so just the fuck are you doing? It was like a big old jerk. It was a steep.
Was it? Don't tell me it was
downhill.
a scramble.
Yes,
it was. It's on
my
video.
God. You
Yeah,
threw a
it's on
club
video.
in a scramble?
It's on video.
That was a big old jerk. And then one was it was a very steep. It was just straight downhill par 3. So everything in between was just long grass shit, just like straight downhill. Just chucks it into the abyss. And he's like, "Hey man, did you see where that went?" And I'm like, "No, I don't fucking see where your club
That's
went."
the worst.
Yeah, we're in the cart and we're driving, and I'm like, "Hey, do you see where my club went?"
That's the worst when you throw a club in long grass and then you're out looking like an
Yeah.
idiot. Like
And Stewie's like, "No,
where's your club?
Stewie's like, you threw it. Go find it yourself."
good
Fucking
answer.
get it.
Yeah.
And then the second one was just a nice practice round before. It was actually a few days before that
joke
day.
round.
Just a
At Westwoods?
yeah, just a mess around round. And guy shanks. Actually, that's not even a shank because it was pin high, but it was just a little left on the cart path, but it was still like 10 yards away from the pin. Just throws his club in the woods.
High
Oh my
standards.
gosh, man.
I'd like never throw clubs. I was just so mad, and I chucked it probably like 80 yards.
Yeah.
9-iron. My elbow's still sore from it too.
Oh my god.
We'll unpack this at the bathroom break.
I told Stewie, I was like, my elbow was literally sore from chucking that club so far.
That's the like when I throw a ball and I'm like, my shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, he chucked it like it went like 10 feet. It went really far.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a big chuck for me.
Yeah.
The worst is we always bring up Daniel on the podcast. In the fox hunt last year, the member guest, he threw his putter into a tree, and it's like summer, so the trees are bloomed, and he was like hoping it came back down. Never came back down.
Still there.
Still there. So he found like this putter in his dad's basement that's like 40 years old, and he's still playing with it.
Really?
It's so cheap. He doesn't like. He has clubs that we got fitted. I remember in high school, we got fitted for the. He's still playing those clubs.
That's lit.
He's got money. He's a doctor.
Yeah.
Go get new clubs.
Dentist.
R7
He's a
driver
dentist.
or something?
Frank is a
Still
dentist.
doctor. Doctor of dental surgery.
I know it is.
He, I mean, you're fucking.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a dentist. He's actually a doctor
yeah. Is he?
of dentistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DDS.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
me and Nick are playing a member guest at Fox Hill on Friday.
Big Friday event. Yeah. Got to get that handicap up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play well.
I just told you need 7 pars on your stroke holes. That's it. 7 of 13.
That's a lot of pars.
I think you're capable.
If I can hit my driver,
I need you to hit your driver.
just 50-50.
Well, let's get it to 80-20.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see about that. Well, we played in the scramble on Friday. We had a pins group out there. It was me, Stu, Karsten, who does a lot of behind the scenes here at Pins. He does a lot of Amazon, some of the other brands that we have too. And then Chandler, who's basically just a friend. But it was a DU soccer alumni event. We sponsored it. So we went out there, played 4-man scramble, and God, we were awful.
Yeah.
Hey,
3
start
hot.
birdies to start and then pars.
Yeah, we went birdie, 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 and we were all like on top of the world. We're the best team ever. We're
We
the
were,
best golfers
we were
in the
tied for
world.
first. We're like, bro, it's gonna be fucking easy.
And we went birdie list for the next like 13 holes straight.
And then
Had a
also
bogey in there,
a couple
too.
bogeys tripled in too.
Yeah,
You bogeyed it in a 4-man
we
scramble.
bogeyed one
I
hole.
bogeyed one hole. It was
Is it a par 3?
Nope, par 4.
par 4.
Walk
It-
me through a bogey in a 4-man scramble.
Well,
I
the
don't care how bad you
The
are.
first one was okay. So the first bogey we
You had
had,
multiple bogeys?
yes, but we took we took a mulligan on one and made the putt. So the first one was a par 4 down the hill. Had a drive in the fairway. We were like 84 yards out.
You're joking. You had
Not-
84 out with 4 balls.
Not one person hit the green.
Yeah.
Someone shanked it. Our closest shot was like in the fringe, probably like a 15-yard chip.
Okay.
And then we probably got to within like 7 feet. Everyone missed the putt. We took a mulligan, made that putt.
This is why scramble order.
So you
is
got a
so
par.
important.
So we made the
mulligan.
par. It was
What
kind
was
of
your other bogey? That was like
That
you gotta
one was
put
a par
bogey on the
3.
card.
like we literally had 2. Where did you go on that par 3, Stewie? Like we took my shots. That was like
Was it
pin
that
high
one
in
down the
rough.
hill with the woods?
No,
to the
that's where I
left?
threw a club.
No.
The other one was like short. It was like 125 yards.
Downhill.
No, the one that we bogeyed on. It was right after we almost bogeyed the par 4. Carson shanked one in the woods, like right off the hosel into the woods. Chandler hit one like 40 yards short on 125 yard. I'm not sure where Stewie went, but we took my ball that was like
I
pin
don't
high.
even remember the hole.
I think you were short too. Maybe chunked it. I think you chunked it before the bunker. I was like pin high in the rough. Took my first shot, all chipped, and we were left with like an 8-foot uphill big breaker, and we all missed it, and that was our bogey.
It's pathetic.
It
So
was
we
pretty-
shot in total
Five under.
5 under. Winners shot 16 under.
I think we won that tournament when we.
Yeah.
We did.
We would have, I mean, you have one. I guarantee if I played with
We
you,
probably would win.
you would shoot at least 12 under.
Probably.
With just me. Because I'm not going to hit it out of play.
No.
So we're going to be on the green or you're going to have.
And at least greens were par 3s will at least be putting. Like
Yeah.
we weren't. I think there was like 4 par 3s. We were putting on one of them.
That's brutal.
We didn't make one putt outside of 3 feet. We actually filmed a YouTube video, so the people who are listening, you'll see this video in a couple weeks. And it was kind of funny because we started off birdie, 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 as we said, on top of the world. Then we started, towards the end, we started fighting, blaming. It just went downhill.
Got ugly.
And we knew the cart girl, so she was giving us free drinks. That didn't help the play.
Mm.
But whatever. We weren't going to win anyway. Like, even if we played our best, we're not shooting 16 under.
No.
I thought we were
We're
gonna
like
win.
a 10 max.
Yeah.
We're like a 10 max.
I think
team.
10 would have been a good round for you.
Like 10 would have been like, we all played
3's
good.
awful.
We made
You
putts.
played shit.
We finished that.
Hey, we weren't last.
5.
Put some respect on the name.
So.
With like 4 holes left, I looked at the thing and we
last.
were
Third to
in
last.
dead last. And I was like, guys, we can't finish in dead last.
Make some birdies
Some
coming
respect for the brand. And yeah, and like when we went birdie, 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 2 of those holes were par 5s. And I was telling Stewey, I was like, bro, we're like happy right now, but like, you know, those are easy birdie holes. Probably an eagle as well. So like, we're really not on pace. Like we're 3 under, but 3 under is like what you have to do. And then we just struggled horribly from then.
I would love to see like a 4-man scramble with like 4 tour players or like
Oh my
Rafa,
God.
Ryan, Tyler, Dylan.
Oh fuck,
Yeah.
it'd be so good.
Yeah.
We were god awful. I was not good either.
Yeah. Not good. Did you play with me with the Hanyak at Fox Hill? Who played with me and him?
It was you and your friends.
Oh, it was? It was just him?
Yeah, it was Dick was there.
That's when Dylan shot 62 at Fox Hill. And he like came in and was talking to
Fucking
Hanyak about it.
Christ.
Yeah.
We need to get out and play with Hanyak.
Yeah, I know.
He fights soon though, so
I still got to text him.
yeah. Fucking Dick.
It's your fault.
I'm heartbroken.
I know.
I wanted to go so bad.
Me too.
John, you need a bathroom break? All right, let's take a bathroom break.
We'll be right back. I got to get a reload on the drink.
Golem?
Gengar, Machamp, Golem, Poliwrath. You had to trade those 4
Yep.
in order to get the. And then in the next one, I like Togepi and Togepeck. I love Togepeck, the little flying guy.
Bro, I mean, you have to do something with like the big 3.
I'm
Oh yeah.
yellow, red, blue.
Honestly, swear to God, if we get the Pokemon collab, I'm getting a Pokemon tattoo. I'll get Gengar on my ass.
That'd actually be so lit.
I'll get a purple Gengar on my ass.
Why Gengar? He's a dickhead.
I love
Bro,
Gengar.
he's so lit though.
His little.
He's cool, but he's a dickhead.
I love
Bro, like Abracadabra.
Oh,
that shit-
Alakazam is a
Alakazam.
trade.
Alakazam.
That's
yeah.
another trade.
Alakazam. Yeah.
All right, you
He was the
nerds ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ.
That shit was so,
goblin
that
dude
shit
in the
was so
closet
tough.
making ruckus.
Bro, all the Eevee evolutions, like what the
The new versions, I will say, like I know
they're
Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, but there was another one.
Glaceon.
Umbreon was the new one.
Glaceon, Umbreon.
Glaceon,
Umbreon's
Umbreon,
ghost type.
Dark type.
Dark type, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
So lit.
Who's
guys
your
ready?
Pokemon spirit animal?
Dragonite for sure is mine. I love Gengar. I would say Dragonite is actually my favorite Pokemon.
Damn.
Especially because of the card. He's just sitting there all happy and with the holographic.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's.
I'm gonna buy a
I feel like
Dragonite
mine's like
holographic card
Charmeleon.
right now.
You know,
Charmeleon?
one
Little
Charmeleon.
rebel guy.
Yeah, Charmeleon's a little bit.
Sassy boy.
Yeah. One Charmeleon.
And then how about like Dark Charizard or the Mega Charizard?
Bro, it was like
in
there's
the
like
blue.
there's like Mega Charizard, Charizard
new
X, and
stuff.
Charizard Y. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
There's so many dumb.
Did you watch the show?
Oh,
Of course.
Absolutely.
You can still watch like the first 3
You can.
seasons.
Yeah, you can.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Already
When Ash doesn't
Bro,
hit his
lit.
alarm and he's late, and then he goes to Professor Oak's place and
Yeah.
has to get the
Pallet
Pikachu that
Town.
doesn't behave.
Bro, they literally like they made like movies like just about like Ash like getting Pikachu. It's so lit.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I remember that. Remy loves Pikachu too.
Good. I'm forcing my kids to watch Pokemon. To there's lots of core
gotta watch it.
lots of core values in those.
Fergus wanted to be Pikachu when he grew up.
Resilience. How resilient is
I
Ash?
still remember John asked me a mega question, very important question when I first met him. It was like, this is where I was like, I remember telling Ashley, I'm like, I don't know if this guy's like weird, like on the spectrum, or if he's like really cool. But John, I met him. He came over for my house for dinner in Midtown, and like his second question he asked me was like, "Hey, would you rather cure cancer or live in the Pokemon world?"
Live in the Pokemon world.
And I was like,
100%.
live in the Pokemon world.
Bro, are you joking? I'm
He
dying.
literally
for the day.
posed that question to me.
Bro, like I can't tell you how many times I would like Google, like even like
Do you remember asking that question?
like a few years, even like a few years ago, I think I Googled like how close we were to like Pokemon technology.
How sick would it be if
And
you
it's
just
just,
had
like,
like a
not-
Dragonite
it's
or
just like not
Charizard,
possible.
Pull it out. Yeah,
Pokeball.
It will be possible at some point.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sorry,
well,
what are we doing? What's happening? Pokemon.
we're just rolling, so we're back. We can keep this in here, Evan. We're just rolling.
Fucking
And start at
brutal.
like getting a Gengar. Actually, I think I would get the Dragonite
Fuck, man.
Pokemon card. Pull it up, Evan. Dragonite Pokemon card. I will get that on my ass make it known if we do a collab with Pokemon.
We were gonna get you a card.
Shake
for the
on it.
wall.
Yeah, we should.
Oh,
There's like stores with like the rare cards.
Shake on
Yes.
it.
We'll get one
Shake
for-
on
Oh,
it.
shake it. Who do you want me to shake?
Say it. Say it again, and I'll shake
If
on
we get a Pokemon collab, Google the Dragonite card. Nope. Top left, Evan, right there.
That's OG.
Nope.
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 Up.
Pokemon
That's OG.
1999. I will get this tattooed on my ass, the Dragonite.
That shit is so lit, bro.
I will get that tattooed. Just not the card, not the whole card. Just the Dragonite sitting sucking its thumb.
That's so pathetic.
We should play the card game. It's been a
So
I never actually like played
Wow.
cards.
God, I love.
I just
Dragonite.
collected them all.
How cute is Dragonite?
all right. Well, at the bathroom break, these guys were talking Pokemon, trying to get off this subject, or else it could go for hours and hours. What about the Nuggets? How awful are the fucking Nuggets all of a sudden?
Bro, what was that game? Was Jokic even alive during the game? I saw a rebound that was going right to him, and he just, I don't want to get it.
Who they playing?
Just let it go. The
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
They got dicked again. 2-0.
I mean,
Or 2 games to 0.
it's crazy.
First to 7.
I said they're gonna
First
get
of 4?
swept. Yeah. Best of
Best
7.
of 7, first
yeah,
of
yeah.
4.
So bad.
I said they're gonna get swept. That's what I said. I said Nuggets gonna get swept.
And
I put
haven't
money on the
watched-
Timberwolves last night plus
Yeah.
7.
I didn't watch.
in my
Fuck.
life.
I didn't watch it last night.
Bro, literally, me and Nick were texting last night. Like, we were kind of joking on here, like 2 podcasts ago, how awesome Jokic is for fucking around, acting like he doesn't care about basketball. But now he's been like dog shit, so now it's like actually kind of annoying. That
Yeah, he like
His
doesn't care.
Now he doesn't care.
stone.
He really doesn't
he
care.
really doesn't care, and now it's like kind of annoying.
I think I will say I think the Nuggets are going to win in 7. I think they're going to win.
They
two-
will. They
I
will
think they're going to
not
win
in Minnesota.
both games in Minnesota.
Nope.
Here's my prediction. They're going to win both games in Minnesota. They're going to come back to Denver and lose. Then they're going to go back to Minnesota and win. And then they're going to come back to Denver and they're going to win game 7.
I don't
Bro,
think it's
that
gonna
is
happen.
the. I think it's.
You
gonna
heard
be,
it here, Evan.
It's gonna be literally the complete opposite. They're gonna dick him in Minnesota twice.
No.
You know how much of a high Ant is on right now.
Bro, that guy is stupid. Just knock him out.
Also, I did some research. Michael Jordan's. There's no shot. He has a
He's
dad.
got a real dad.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
got a real dad.
Shocking.
Does he
but
look
yeah.
like Michael Jordan though?
He does. There's photos of like him and Michael Jordan like split down the middle of their faces. They
I
look
think
really similar.
Jimmy Butler looks more like MJ than
Bro, I think
Yeah.
Ant looks way more like him.
I don't know. But yeah, it sucks. I'm just like high on the Avs right now. My brother-in-law's like a huge Dallas Stars
Fuck
fan.
yeah,
His
it's all about
brother
the
has
Panthers,
a Dallas
baby. Go
Stars
Cats.
tattoo.
Oh, really?
They're like a huge fan.
Have you guys even
Go
won
Cats.
a championship?
Panthers, go Cats, baby.
Name 2 Panthers players.
Nope, I can't do it.
Howell, Murray.
I was gonna say
No,
one.
I can't do it.
I can't.
All right, John, you ready for your conspiracy? You got a good one cooking up for us?
Chugging coffee, ready for it.
All right, let's get into it.
I'm chugging coffee.
Do you know it takes like 30 minutes to caffeine to kick in?
Okay, John, conspiracy of the week. We're back with John's conspiracy of the week. John, what is your conspiracy of the week?
I have notes for this one because there was a lot in here. I had to put them on the paper.
John showed up late to work because he said he was studying for his
have to
conspiracy.
study.
He was trying to get info, and he's got 2 pages in his
I
notes.
respect that grind.
Thanks.
I respect that.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just gotta tune the knowledge here. Mind control. Tinfoil hats.
It exists.
Important. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
And this is specific to television. So the famous 1984 book,
George Orwell.
Orwell,
Mm-hmm.
really about propaganda,
Great book. I mean, it's amazing how like all that's come true.
which is hilarious in that they're going to retell it from a woman's perspective and completely change the whole message of it.
What
Gross.
do you mean?
The guy's estate gave him permission to redo it.
What do you mean redo it? Like make a movie?
I don't know if it's a show, a movie, or a book, but I know it's from a female perspective, which means it's going to be just completely different than the original intent.
Yeah.
So that will be fun. But he said people were in danger of losing their human qualities and freedom of mind without being aware of it because of psychological, emotional, and intellectual manipulation.
Break that down for us, please.
So what the conscious mind believes, the subconscious mind acts on.
Yes.
So if you believe something that's false, subconsciously it's going to be true to you. You know, it's like the Google's, if you say the lie enough, it becomes the truth.
Sure.
So that's, it really came into place when TVs came on the scene because TVs are like the ultimate propaganda mind control
Mainstream media.
tool.
They're lying to us.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I thought you'd like this. TVs, if you look at it, they're actually like flashing lights and
I've actually heard of that.
pulsing sounds.
I've heard of that.
And I think there's actually a patent about it where it's about mind control, but it's designed to put you in a hypnotic state.
Yes. Bro, my hypnotist was telling me this.
Well, hypnotists use the same strategy.
Exactly. He was saying, have you ever, like, your wife's really into a show and she's, like, focused on the show and you tell her and you're like, yeah. She's like, yeah, uh-huh. And she's, like, not listening because it's literally a form of hypnotism where she's so zoned into the show.
Yes.
That's true.
And that's when you're most susceptible to these messages.
Ironically, my hypnotist does not own a TV because he's afraid of being hypnotized.
Well, he's smart because obviously this is true.
Just
Well,
like
think about
Tucker
your
Carlson.
kids. They're watching like Puppy Pals and they're sitting there
zoned
slack
out.
jaw.
Yeah, bro. They
Yes.
can't. Yeah.
And you're like, and they won't respond to you because
Yes.
they're completely hypnotized.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's even more sketch is that they start these, building these lifelong consumers at a young age by, manipulating them in these shows. But anyways, it's repeat. That's what the TV does really well. And another funny thing is like, why would the government mandate HD TV? It's not because they care about your quality of life.
They mandated HGTV?
Yeah, or going digital.
Really?
It's because the techniques are getting more advanced than the analog and the tubes and all that junk. But yeah, why would they do? They don't care about that.
No.
Not for quality. Seeing Jokic miss a rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not care.
So while you're in these hypnotic states, you're addicted to TV. It's making you dumb, unhealthy, compliant.
True.
You're not reading a book, Stu.
Nope.
You're
I
not.
read books.
You're not in your garden. You're not cooking. You're not talking. You're just locked in, hypnotized on the screen as it's just uploading. It's like you're in the computer.
Is
state
that
where
even
you
more so with
actually
video
program a
games?
I actually
computer.
don't watch
like video
TV.
games.
I do like video games,
I
but
really
I don't play that
I
much.
don't really watch TV. I just play video games more.
Yeah, but you don't. Well, either way, you're
There's something in
just putting your energy into something that's. There's definitely subliminal messaging in video games. Okay, I thought you'd like this, Evan. You should look this up. The 1960s national anthem hidden message video,
What?
which is like in the 1960s they used to play the national anthem to like close out the broadcast.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Well, of
Just like
sports or anything?
yeah, just like because there's like
Or
only
like
a
I
few
Love
channels.
Lucy.
Yeah, it was just like a sign off because there wasn't like 24-hour TV yet.
But this was at the end of sporting events, or like I Love Lucy, they'd play that national anthem closing message.
Just like the end of the programming for the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Like at 11 o'clock or whatever, they'd play the
I
national
don't know if it was
anthem.
11. Probably after like events or the nightly news.
But
or
whatever,
something.
they'd play the national anthem.
Yeah, so this one is one that they ran in the 60s. And watch, do
is
not
like
question
slow-mo.
government.
This
Oh,
is
that was
this
weird.
isn't real.
It's real. This is confirmed. And then look at the message behind. It's going so fast you can't read it.
Oh, I do see words. They
Try
played
to
this.
look for the hidden
I don't
message.
see anything.
I know.
Well, just watch
You
the
you have to
watch
watch
the,
when it gets
the
slow.
text. So Osei, can you see? That's all you see
Yeah.
in your conscious mind, and then your subconscious mind sees. Trust the government.
Where?
It's like shows up right after. Yeah, I caught it.
No, I didn't catch it.
It,
Yeah.
it
See
breaks you
You'll
down.
It'll break it down. It's very,
What?
very. It's incredibly subtle.
Trust the government. God is real. Believe in government. God. Rebellion is not tolerated.
No.
Look at
watch
the
the-
text. Trust in the government.
I didn't see that.
It's literally showing up as it's disappearing. It's like two messages in one.
No.
Yeah.
Look
We so
right there.
proudly
God,
God
is
is-
real.
Yeah.
God is watching.
God is
I saw
watching.
that one.
Yeah. So it shows up as
Trust
it's
the government.
disappearing.
God.
That's what-
But what gets more sketch at the end? It says
Believe
government. That was good.
God.
not tolerated. Rebellion is not tolerated.
They played this with the lyrics on screen. Rebellion is not tolerated.
tolerated.
Everyone
No.
thinks they're just
Tolerated. I saw
obey,
that. It's not
consume,
real.
obey, consume.
This was actually played.
Wait,
Yeah.
Evan,
But-
go back to the messages, like what all three of them were, or like what all they said.
But the sketchiest part is the obey, consume,
I
obey,
saw
consume.
obey, consume.
So again, consumer mindset all the time. And then one of them is obey, consume, MK Ultra, MK Naomi, which is like
So,
confirmed.
Talk about MK Ultra because that is a real thing. That is not a
That's
conspiracy. That is
decommissioned. That's what I mean. It's
true.
declassified.
MK Ultra
They
is
had a thing.
not Michelob Ultra.
Pretty sure.
Just so you guys know.
no, it's
Like
not.
chicken scratch.
It's not.
No, it's not.
But my Bill Clinton had a speech where they basically apologized to the public for the CIA doing this.
MK Ultra?
MK Ultra. It's just like it's a mind control program from the CIA. Different techniques, whether it was like psychological torture or LSD or subliminal messages and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they were doing this to the public to steer their thoughts, mind control. And there's also like thoughts that there's like sleeper cell people that will get triggered from a message in like a national broadcast, and then they'll go and do a mission, or there's movies about
That's
it all the time. Or like
disgusting.
I think there's a conspiracy that Charles Manson was a CIA asset.
No, he was.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
See,
Yeah.
part
And that
of
was
the
through an MK
program.
Ultra program, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or that's when they were giving LSD to guys to go into brothels. What was that? That was not Project Blue Book. What was the Charles Manson project?
I can't remember,
Google
but I
that.
know it was a CIA. It's got CIA all over it.
It was. Google that. There's like the Charles Manson government project. What was he a part of?
Like buy, believe? Like what do they mean by buy?
What?
That was one of the messages. Buy, believe. What do they mean by buy? Buy
Like
what?
like consume.
Buy into
yeah,
it.
LSD research. Keep scrolling down. He was a part of this. This is confirmed.
MK Ultra experiment gone right.
Yeah, it was MK Ultra.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
right.
So MK Ultra was where they gave the LSD to the
Mind control.
mind control. And then they like had him lead a cult and see if he could do it, and they're like,
What's-
"Oh fuck, he killed."
But it's a common theme. It's this propaganda, social engineering for a group to benefit a high level group.
Mm-hmm.
So like the obey, consume, be a good consumer. Like they don't want critical thinkers. They want
Obeyers.
workers. They want compliant people. They want
Yeah.
people who are consuming, spending money.
What's the thing that was like in the forest? And it was like really big. It was a big conspiracy.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your
That's
thoughts
real.
on that? That's
That's
I know
like-
that's real.
Moloch worshiping, and it's sketches.
That's where.
A lot of elites go there. A lot of
A
presidents.
lot of the elites.
What's crazy? Did you listen to Tucker on Joe Rogan or Bart Sibrel on the moon landing on Joe Rogan?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, those podcasts are nuts.
Yeah, Bohemian Grove. is
But they
where-
talk about Alex Jones, and
He went
he
there.
went there, and he was like
filmed
the
Yeah, he
people
filmed-
were
he's-
like,
he's
"Bro,
the first
you're
guy.
not."
He's
yeah.
the first guy that filmed it.
Yeah, filmed it.
He thought he was
all that
nuts,
stuff.
and then he went
They're-
back and took video.
Yeah, and took video and did it, and they're like, "This is all BS." But Tucker was saying, like in July of 2021, on video camera, like Tucker's like, "This guy is like not a demon, but like he was talking about Alex Jones being like
Demons
he
are real.
knows more. They are." He was saying, and both Tucker and this Bart guy are like, aliens don't come from another planet. It's another
Yeah, they're
dimension in our
they're-
world.
They're demons.
They're here. He
Dodged
was
us, Stewey.
he was talking about Alex Jones in July of 2021. He said 2 planes are going to hit the Twin Towers, and it's a government cover up for 9/11. He literally said, and it's not like he said this after the fact. He said this in July of 2001 that they're going to hit the Twin Towers. And I don't know. It's
Well,
like you can look at the footage. It's like weird.
And I left
You know,
that.
they found actually 0 plane parts from.
9/11.
Fresh.
We should do 9/11 next week.
We should do 9/11 next week.
Well, I didn't put it on this week's notes, but there was a whole like predictive programming that's part of this as well. And,
yeah.
There's tons of cartoon series,
Bro,
movies,
like The Simpsons?
comics.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
The
Yeah.
amount of shit that
That's
they've
part of
predicted.
this.
and then
Yeah,
there's
that's kinda
like
weird.
It's
ritualistic
fucked up.
thing.
It's fucked up. It's weird.
It is weird.
weird.
It's really weird.
Like literally, they've literally predicted stuff down to like a T.
Bro, the weirdest one that I didn't think was real, and I didn't think the Simpsons thing was real until like this and the video I saw when Trump is coming down the
Down the
elevator
yeah.
and they drop the sign in the background, and like that happened in real life, and that came out like 20 years earlier, where like someone behind when Trump's going down the elevators and announcing his presidency, and someone dropped the sign. And some guy in Great Britain would like put all this money because you can bet on U.S. elections in the U.K.
Yeah.
He's like, I saw this, and I'm like, he was all about the Simpsons telling the future
true.
president.
They literally are.
And he did that.
They're just trying to hide in plain sight.
That, and they clear their karma by basically admitting it before they do it.
Yeah.
That's the whole.
Yeah, literally just hiding in plain sight.
You know what's weird? I don't know if this is part of it, but like watching us as like being. I was watching the Nuggets game last night, and I'm like, is this part of like the mind control, like the the Coliseum and having events and just getting people sucked in? And it's like,
Bread and circuses.
why are we doing the circus thing? This is like a circus act. Why are we so ingrained in watching the Nuggets play basketball?
And hypnotic trance.
Yeah, hypnotic trance. I was like working, and then I just got zoned into watching the Nuggets. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I watching this?
Yeah.
They suck.
Sigil magic is
Yeah.
what it's called.
Magic is real.
What's Project Mockingbird, John? That's on the screen.
So I mean, this
yeah.
will kind of hit home.
That's from the TVs.
especially since Trump took office and really kind of blew the lid off of it.
Shook
It's just
things up
how the
for the best.
major media outlets, are really just government wing for propaganda. Project Mockingbird, again from the 60s.
True.
All this really kind of came to a head, but they implanted CIA assets into like the New York Times or other major national news outlets to steer public opinion on certain things.
Mhm.
So that's Project Mockingbird, was just government assets in these media outlets to steer public.
And that's not a conspiracy.
No,
that's
that's a
true.
real-
That's
Government-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can listen to like the old hearings about it, and they're like, "Did you do this?" And they're like, "I'm going to save this for the executive session," which is basically saying yes.
Yes.
But HR 5736, a bill that passed that allows propaganda to be used on the U.S. public. There was a previous bill from
Gulf
the 40s
Tonkin.
that was, made it illegal to use propaganda on your own citizens. This bill from a Texas, I think it was a senator, but it eliminated that. So now the government can legally perform propaganda activity on the public, and they can legally put it in the archives, thus controlling history.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, the Victor writes history. They can put whatever in the archives, which is our official history. It could be fake. It could be whatever they want to steer it. But you
the
think,
Gulf of Tonkin that got us in the Vietnam War and killed 1 million Americans because of a false flag, which was the Gulf of Tonkin, which was all bullshit, and got us into
just
that
like-
war. And then they spewed it as, we've been attacked. We need to go and invade Vietnam.
just like the chemical warfare in Kuwait got us in Iraq, and then all these things. But I mean, there's all these like mashup videos, and it's like the local news person saying the same thing, 300 different
Yeah.
broadcasts
Oh, yeah.
across
have
the
you
country.
seen
So it's
that?
just like,
yeah, like
that's
with
fucking-
COVID and
yeah,
shit.
which is like
Crazy.
repeating keywords. Like, remember when anthrax was there, and it was just like nonstop anthrax
I mean,
every
then,
5
like-
seconds? It's just this
Yeah.
constant fear, which puts people in this state of like hyperactivity or just like save me. So then you become ultra
Still
acceptable
think when
to.
I open returns at Pins, I'm like, is there anthrax in this box? What are they sending back? I'm not
You know,
kidding.
And then as you saw by like with COVID, like that was kind of the ultimate wake up
actually
event for a
shocking.
lot of people.
Yeah,
It
a
was
lot of
just
people
like,
saw it.
they had the death counter on there every day.
Yeah.
Death count.
Remember that shit?
Like
Every
that count.
news.
And, I mean, look what it did to the public. Again, back to the conscious mind believes with the subconscious. What the conscious mind believes, the subconscious acts on it. Like people became dickheads. Still that way because they were, directed this way from the ultimate mind control device, television, which
So-
is in your room. There's more TVs in your house than there are people.
True.
You guys gotta watch the TV.
Wait.
I have 3.
I have
There's more in our house.
a few.
There's 3 in ours. and
4.
2 people live in
There's
ours.
4.
I mean, take it from the hypnotist guy. He doesn't even have a TV.
No,
Yeah.
neither does Tucker.
See? Yeah.
So was COVID one where they were like trying to do some of this stuff and it backfired on them a little bit, and they're like, "Whoa, I didn't
went too
realize
much?
so many people would realize
think-
pick up on this."
I think that's probably a true theory.
And wasn't it in a
They're
book?
just overplaying their
Right?
cards.
Wasn't like COVID? Wasn't that whole spiel like in a book?
No, it was in a paper in like 2017 of like how to control the population through a mass infection type thing.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate because if there is like an actual deadly disease, a real one, they've pretty much ruined it because like
No one's
everyone's
gonna
gonna be
believe
like,
it.
no one's gonna
gonna
fucking
buy
believe
into
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the small-minded people.
Mhm.
You're small-minded if you believe
Pure
that
bloods
women's
over here.
deadly. Yeah. Pure bloods. The pure bloods.
Yeah.
So
If you got the vaccine,
my-
sorry.
spiel on mind control.
What's
Don't-
HR
well,
5736? I see.
That's
that
the
note.
bill
Oh, that
made
was the bill.
propaganda legal on U.S. citizens.
Oh,
But,
okay.
just a quick note: if you're hearing this stuff and you're going like, "Oh, that's stupid," the government would never do that to us. I mean,
What?
come
They
on,
have proven
guys.
time and time again
Man.
before.
all the time.
If by now you don't think, is the government lying to us? I think you're stupid.
But for real, you should listen to that podcast with Bart Sibrel on Joe Rogan. He's like the number one anti-moon landing. And like in the first 5 minutes, you're like, wait, yeah, how?
Wasn't
How did we
Jamie
go
like
in?
getting fired up?
Jamie was fired up because he kind of like believes in it, but you
He
look
believes
at
in the moon landing?
yeah,
Dude.
you look at like what he talks about, and just like leave all the other stuff aside. We had 1/1,000,000th of the computing power of your cell phone. We sent a rocket to space. There was a 1 in 10,000 chance we could get there. We were ahead of schedule. NASA has never been ahead of schedule, still to this day, ever, of getting to the moon. I mean, we should talk about this. I know you talked about the moon landing. The first program ever to be ahead of schedule is going to the moon. We've never been back since. And then NASA, proven, this is a fact, they destroyed all of the documents. If you really had that technology and you got to the moon, why would you destroy every document that go to it? Yeah. And then Neil Armstrong gave the president of Netherlands, a moon rock. And he said, hey, I got this. I grabbed this personally from the moon. I want to give it to you. It was like a gift from the United States. And they like did a test and like, this is petrified wood. What do you mean? This is, and they're like, oh yeah, well, it is. Yeah, it was not real.
Yeah, it's fake.
I mean, and the government admitted that.
Yeah.
But on top of how much fuel would you need to travel, not only through the Van Allen radiation belt, how much fuel would you need? Now, admit that there's no Van Allen radiation belt. How much fuel would you need to get to the moon? It would take this entire building worth of jet fuel to fly jet travel 300,000 miles.
And they fit it into
we got there
and they
with
supposedly
this
fit it
thing?
into a tank.
I don't
big.
I don't know. It doesn't add up. I mean, and the government wanted a positive story. We beat Russia. We did all these things. Why haven't we been back? How does the technology
We
pencil?
used our advancements in
But-
cinematics and cinema.
The Van Allen radiation belts you go through them for 90 minutes, apparently. You got to go through them for 90 minutes. The people, when they invented x-rays, it's 1/100th of a second is an x-ray hits your body. And that's okay. People get x-rays. It's fine. Doing that time and time again, people got cancer of their hands and their limbs fell off and shit when they were doing this before they put the lead. Go to the dentist and you get the big lead vest.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 1/18 inch thick aluminum shield on the NASA Apollo rocket to get through the Van Allen
That's so much
radiation belt.
protection?
We have a 1/4 inch lead vest we've got to wear when we get our tooth x-rayed.
Yeah.
And apparently that's for 1/100th of a second. And we go through the Van Allen radiation belt for 90 minutes.
Have you talking?
And, the biggest one, the air conditioning. So when you're traveling to the moon, it's 250 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
And they had battery technology in 1969 compared to the battery technology now that apparently kept the cabin a cool 72 degrees
Not possible.
for 33 days.
No.
With the battery technology back then to cool from 70, it's like Joe Rogan was like, if it's 100 degrees out in Austin and I keep my Tesla and I cool it to 72 for 30 minutes, my battery's like 20% drained.
Bro,
In the Tesla
there's-
technology,
there's a little bit of
30
wind.
days?
There's a little bit of wind and the $100 million lifetime
Yeah.
building. The
But
power
to
gets
touch
knocked
on
out.
last week,
It's
if it was
wild.
there, they would never let that in the public. Can't give free energy.
100%. Well, and that's a real deep conspiracy. Like, do they have something that we don't know about? And that's another thing.
100%.
Well, I mean, obviously.
But I was gonna say,
You think Area 51 is the only secret base they have?
no,
They have
No.
Antarctica, bro.
Thousands. They have thousands of
Oh, yeah.
facilities just like Area 51.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen the theory about lead paint?
No.
No.
Like, lead paint's only dangerous if you eat it.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
like, why would they require it not to be? Because lead paint creates a shield,
Shield.
radiation shield. So now they want us all irradiated
Yes.
with just
And the
EMFs
cribs used to be
everywhere.
lead paint cribs. And
yeah. I mean, just don't eat your paint. It doesn't mean. I mean, I want lead
Palmer
paint.
would
Now.
be fucked.
I want lead paint.
She ate her crib.
Jesus
She
Christ.
chewed right through that thing.
Oh, my God.
But they should bring back lead paint.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't know is
I want lead
that
paint.
hemp can be like you can use hemp to make like buildings and shit like that.
Yeah, and necklaces and rope. And
But I didn't realize like you can make cement out of hemp, houses, buildings. Like hemp, they thought was like the best building
and then they shut it down.
Yeah, then they shut it down.
Because it was sustainable. It was like bamboo.
And the term marijuana comes from like Mexican like
Hemp.
tobacco drug.
Oh.
Like marijuana, that's not like what weed is. Marijuana was just like a term they stole because people were scared of this like
It
weird
sounds scary.
nicotine tobacco Mexican product, and they labeled weed as marijuana to like scare people away from it.
Didn't George Washington have hemp in his garden or something?
Bro, everyone used hemp.
Perhaps.
Uh,
I think I had wood.
Can you look up like 1930s article? Hemp is the new, I don't know what the word is, like technology for building. And then everyone was like, "Oh my God, we found this way to build buildings and all these things. You can make clothes out of it." And then they shut it down. I was just listening to who's the chick who might be Donald Trump's vice president.
Christy, no?
No, I was just listening to her on
Carrie Lake?
Maybe she's not gonna be it, but I thought she was in contention.
Not Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, it was
No.
her. Yeah, I think she went on Joe Rogan and she was talking about hemp because she's from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Maybe scroll down.
Anti-hemp propaganda.
Reefer madness.
Oh yeah, this just I don't know. It talks about
Cotton candy.
Americans in the 1930s knew hemp was harmless.
and they just like relabeled it into this bunch of bullshit about hemp.
In 1937, you had to gain government approval to grow hemp. Keep scrolling down, Evan. Hemp was called $1 billion crop. Oh, because I thought it was about.
Yeah, it was Tulsi Gabbard.
The truth about marijuana and hemp belong to a plant species called
Produce
cannabis
more than
sativa, where
25,000
marijuana
products.
is the male version of cannabis. Hemp is the female version. Hemp, unlike marijuana, is cultivated for its fibers and beneficial health compounds called cannabinoids. It does not contain high levels of THC, the chemical marijuana responsible for making people high. Unfortunately, despite the clear distinction between marijuana and hemp, the propaganda in 1930 still has a stranglehold on people's view of hemp.
And like who did you say? Did you say Tulsi?
Gabbard.
Yeah, she comes from Hawaii or whatever, and they said that they're strongly pushing to like use hemp for buildings and stuff because Hawaii doesn't get much besides, people
Grows fast,
people who travel there. It grows
strong.
fast. It's renewable. It grows literally so fast. If you
Everywhere.
cut it down, build it, and they like had a machine to actually get it to be usable, and now like you can't use that machine. So that's what I was thinking while you guys were going off. I was also thinking about that Malaysia flight that went missing that whole time John was talking. We should talk about that one time.
That's a weird one.
I don't get that. I've watched all the movies. I don't get
Was that Bermuda? That was Bermuda Triangle.
No, that was
in
like when they
Malaysia.
were flying from like Malaysia to Australia, or I don't know, somewhere in
Theory is
Asia.
the pilot just
Went
rogue.
rogue.
But
And
drove
where's
it
the
out in the
fucking
Indian
plane?
Ocean.
Why did the black box go missing? Why did the
Showed up
signals
in
go missing?
Africa.
Yeah, but even if he did that, they would still. The plane would still show up on GPS.
Yeah, I know that's the mystery.
It
Of
just
it.
went missing. It just disappeared.
Like
from
there's a
radar.
theory it's in Russia. There was a theory it's
wild.
Sucked up by the demons. All right,
Is that
so,
it?
well, what do we think? We think this is true?
Oh, 100%.
bro.
Me too.
Yeah.
Come on,
I think we're all on board.
bro.
Definitely they
The
tried to
news.
control the way you
Yeah,
think.
I mean,
Okay.
Come
I
on.
mean, you saw that from COVID. And you see it from other shit.
obey, consume.
Obey.
There is yet to be a day where I haven't shit at least 4 times a day. At least.
That's a problem.
At least.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well,
man.
that's why I went to the doctor. And he said the good thing you've got going for you is whatever's going on in your body, you're processing like the shit out and it like comes out. But the bad news is
Never
like
been
you're just-
constipated.
yeah, I've never. I don't even know what that feels like.
Yeah, you don't.
I've never had I've never been constipated in my life.
know.
There's not a. Evan, I'm not kidding. There has not been a day where I haven't had 4 shits. I take 2 in the morning before I come to work. When I get to work, I have to take my 3rd, and when I get home at night, I take my 4th.
That's honestly.
That's a
so
good
shocking.
day. That's an average day.
That's honestly.
Some days
so
it's 6 or
repulsive.
7.
Jesus,
Jesus
man.
At
Christ.
least.
I'm one a day,
least.
around like 10 or 11. That's it.
Oh. No, I get it. I pull in the office.
I'm usually 1 in the morning and sometimes 1 at night.
No, every 4 minimum. All right, let's get into closed course
So shocking,
bugle.
honestly.
Well,
Have fun
Bugle.
editing this.
So this is where, if you're just listening
Keep
for the
it.
first time, Evan gives us headlines, and we try to decide if it's real or fake. A lot of crazy stuff in the news.
Last
so,
week I was 4-0.
yeah,
Who's 0?
a lot of crazy stuff out there. So we're trying to decide what's real and what's fake. Let's get into it. First one: Michael Cera spotted eating paper at Office Max.
False. This is not true.
Spotted eating paper.
He's not eating paper. He's
Has
a
to
weird
be
dude,
false.
but it's false.
True. That's so true.
False. It is
False.
on brand.
It's so true. It's so specific.
On brand.
It's so specific.
It is
it's
so
true.
specific. You're right.
Stewey, you're the only one.
That's
True? He's
Oh, he's wrong.
wrong.
Fuck.
That is
I was gonna say,
false.
he's a
I love
weirdo,
that.
but that was specific. That was a good.
Michael
Evan's getting
Cera.
better at these.
Motel 6 in Nevada shut down after two-way mirrors
Oh,
found in
that's
bathroom. True.
fucking- That's
true,
true.
bro.
True.
That's so psychopath. True.
That is.
In Nevada?
And Evan, don't tell me you just changed it to like Florida because this has definitely happened in Florida too.
And there's like Airbnbs that have gotten in trouble for
Yes.
Bro, that's fucking
You know how to
weird.
test it?
Uh-uh.
How do you test it?
this. Yeah.
Put your finger up there, and if it's like touching, you're like, oh, that's
What if you're touching your finger in the reflection?
yeah. If it's like right, it's supposed to be a little bit off. Like
Oh,
It's a
but if
two-way
it's
mirror?
exactly
Yeah,
parallel
yeah.
with your finger.
yeah, red flag.
So what if I just
a
smash the
little
mirror?
off like this would be real, like okay mirror.
Yeah,
Exactly on would be
Yeah, if it looks
wrong?
like they're touching, then it's bad.
Okay.
You just want to like
fuck?
offer a little untouching, a little angled.
Think someone's watching
Think someone's
you?
watching you from
Think-
the other bathroom?
Think 2 Chainz is watching you take a shit?
John, this is dead on. No, but is there a gap? Tiny gap?
You got it from the side.
Okay, I see this. You're right.
No
So-
two-way in our bathroom.
No
Phew.
two-way mirrors at pins.
Two-way in the women's bathroom.
What is this?
What?
What?
That's false?
That's got to be true.
Change it. I'm sure it's true somewhere.
It's someone's definitely done it.
Fuck me.
But
Airbnb
not
in
at a
the
Motel
bathroom.
6?
True.
All right, next one.
Damn.
John Mayer calls his penis a white supremacist.
This guy's such a weird liberal.
Is
True.
he? Is he?
True.
Damn. John
Yeah.
John Mayer's I fucking hate. I don't even listen to John Mayer.
Yeah. Has he made any new music
Girls
ever?
like love him. He just like went on tour. and,
What
like,
does he
people, like,
mean by
raving about it.
this?
Yeah, wait, what does he mean by that?
In an interview.
Like, does he
Does he mean like he
chicks with it?
does he mean like he
True.
fucks a lot of white chicks?
True.
Or does he
True.
like beat up black chicks with it?
Or
Both.
does he beat the
Beats their pussies with it.
Okay.
I'm going true.
I'm going true.
No,
I'm going true.
I'm going
Absolute
true.
this
I'm gonna
weird
say it.
liberal.
I'm saying
Sounds
true.
fun. I'm
It's
gonna say
true.
true.
I'm gonna say
Everyone's true.
Yeah.
This is true.
What a
Yeah.
fuck. Can you
What a
is there a
weirdo.
clip of that? Can you
No,
clip
it
him?
was from like 2010. I guess
Oh.
he just doesn't like the black ladies.
Wow.
Wow.
That's super sexist, Matt. Or not sexist.
Oh,
racist.
that's it. So he won't have sex with black women
Yeah, so
or
it's-
other races, and so he's a white supremacist because his penis doesn't like it. Weirdo.
He said he wants to date with his heart, not his penis.
Weirdo.
Huh.
Coming what?
Coming up. Like this was in 2010, so when he said it, he's like, in the future, I'd like to.
Wasn't he with Katy Perry?
He was with Katy Perry?
Everybody hot.
He looks like a demon, man, honestly.
He is. He is. Maybe he is.
Maybe he is a
One of the
demon.
demons.
He's one of the
We
demons.
can talk demons.
Mm-hmm.
Swedish woman steals train and plows it into apartment building.
How?
Is that the picture? Or did you just find that somewhere?
I don't. That's weird, man. I think that's true. I don't know how I get
False.
that
Looks
picture.
like a.
I think it's true.
How do they plow it? How do
The
they get off
pictures
the
are crazy.
tracks
Swedish
and
word
plow
on
it
that.
That's
into
why I'm
a?
saying false.
How do they? It's false,
Bro,
But it's true.
There's
How?
ways. I think there's ways
Can't
to
get
derail
out
trains.
off the tracks. No.
I think she could turn the wheel or something and
Bro, there's
derail
ways
it.
you can just fucking
Maybe she
huck
built
the
a little
speed.
track to get off and go into it.
be
I'm
all
saying
set up.
true.
I think it's true. Them
You're
bitches
saying
are
false,
crazy.
Lee?
I'll go false.
Too false, too true.
This is true, and that's the picture.
Oh,
How the fuck
how
did
does
she
that
do
happen?
I think she was part of the cleaning crew. She was like after hours.
She did it on. She did it on purpose.
No.
Oh, it's
She stole
accident.
it. She tried to drive it, took a corner a little too far.
Oh, okay,
Hey, bro, she just rammed it off the tracks.
okay.
I didn't even know you could still do that. I thought there was like safety precautions at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
come
now
on, you can just
3D
like
print a derailleur.
That's pretty cool.
the stuff you can 3D print now is crazy.
All right, we only got 2 quick questions this week, so I'm just gonna.
Two questions.
It's been a while. It's been almost 2 hours so far, but with some breaks. But first one is when is the next Power Hour?
Who's that chick on the bottom right there? Is that her?
Is that her?
And mid right.
Right there.
That's her. Wait, no.
No, that's blonde Swedish woman entering commuter
That's where
subway
we should
train.
go for a trip. We should go to
Fuck.
Sweden.
That looks.
Yeah, I want
yeah,
to do the 24-hour golf.
Yeah, that'd be a sick video. 24 hours of golf.
Let's go.
Dude, look! Oh my God! Look
go.
at the photo. This is ridiculous.
You bitched out of Scotland. Nice, man.
Huh?
You bitched out of Scotland.
No, we're going to Pinehurst. That's
Someone
Hey,
died?
stay tuned. We're going to Pinehurst next week. Oh, Easter egg. Okay. As you can see, Stewey's wearing a waffle. I'm wearing a waffle. Liam's wearing a waffle. John talked about 1984 George Orwell conspiracy. If you use code 1984, you're going to get 50% off your waffle product. So you can get waffle joggers, you can get waffle pullovers, you can get waffle hoodies.
Waffles.
Liam,
Major had
limit
waffles
this
for breakfast.
Limit this to 50 people. I mean, like
Okay,
super
but I
limited.
do
Okay.
make waffles a lot.
50% off waffle. I know it's kind of coming into summer, but this is a great. You're in the desert. You're going somewhere a little chilly in
Still
the morning.
chilly at night.
Still chilly in the morning here. We're
32
all wearing
degrees
waffles.
out tonight.
It was cold.
Yeah, we're wearing
It was
waffles.
cold. Use code 1984 at checkout for 50% off your waffle. That's a good code.
That's a good code.
I mean, our waffles are my favorite product besides the golf bag.
Yeah.
So
I'm
good product.
stressed out about my sprinklers.
Give me the questions.
All right, first one is,
I turned them
when
off.
is the next
Give me
power hour?
32
We've had this actually a lot in comments and stuff. We did get an email, but a lot of people have asked. We just-
Power Hour is going to be in June. It's going to be
June.
for our 4th of July. We got some bangers.
And
gonna be a good time.
the other part of the power hour, can we say?
Sure, say it.
So it's going to be a lot of it. It's going to be, a week before, a couple days before the 4th of July drop. And for an hour only, you're going to get access to the Top Gun products.
Oh,
And if you miss that, you're going to have to wait like a month or 3
so that's when
weeks.
Top Gun's coming out.
Yeah, 3 weeks until the next,
All right.
until the full collection comes out.
Good.
But that's going to be a banger power hour. That might be the biggest one we've done yet.
Well, hopefully.
It's going to be so many products.
Yeah,
So much cool shit.
that is cool.
Next question is, when will you guys have more unique bag colors?
Good question. I worked on this last night a little bit.
God. Lime green?
No.
Baby blue?
No. Well, kind of.
Teal.
I will say to our loyal podcast listeners, we do have a teal, or not a teal, sorry, a Tiffany blue and a sand color coming. And what I did with the sand last night, boys, is, the top velour line, that like nice velvet where your
Yeah.
clubs go in, and then the rangefinder pocket is nice velour protecting scratch,
Yeah,
soft
it's
material.
black.
It's black. On the sand color, it's going to be gray. It's this really nice. So on the top, it's going to be sand with a gray top and a gray rangefinder pocket. It looks really good. So we're working on that. That's probably going to come out end of summer. Those limited edition colors. They'll be available in both a 14 and a 5 way. I don't want to hold your wallet. If you want to wait till then, great. Those will sell out. Those are limited, just like our other colors right now. Yeah, those, we got some new colors coming out. And of course, for Black Friday, we got something coming,
Should make
but
those more expensive.
should, because they're very limited.
Yeah.
The pimento one
Very
sold out
limited.
so quickly.
The pimento,
I barely
that
snaked
bag-
one, and I'm in the warehouse.
You are.
Well,
I
the-
got
the
one down
evergreen
there
ones
still, but that's like we got to leave that.
Yeah, you got to keep
The
it.
evergreen price point is just crazy. So
It is for the quality of bag.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning of the podcast and hear my rant on the quality of the player preferred bag.
Yeah, it's fucking.
once you touch it, then you'll be like, oh fuck yeah.
It is good. Everyone gets it and they're like, bro, I didn't even know Pins and Aces. I saw an ad, I bought it, and I'm like, I was blown away by it.
Yeah.
It is good.
People love the bags for sure.
Yeah.
Next week, maybe podcast from Pinehurst.
Maybe. We'll see. Evan, I don't know what you can bring or what we can do. We can do something for the. But we are going to Pinehurst. We're going to Pine Needles. Thanks for the invite. Pine Needles invited us to come out and shoot. So we got some good content coming out next week, and we're launching something. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir. All right. I think that's it for episode 17.
All right, episode 17. Thanks, y'all.